Rose-colored would best describe the day's hue as her first and she float through the village streets hand in hand. They are joined by a second couple as they make their way to an apartment her first family is watching for out-of-town neighbors. Not long, and the couples arrive at a block of apartments in an area of the village neither of the girls has ever been to. Her first has stolen a key from his parents and indicates which apartment they are to enter by unlocking and opening one of the entrances. The television is immediately turned on and all eyes and bodies turn towards it. On the couch, her first inches his way over and begins to kiss her. The television is ignored, and she enjoys this affection the simple way a virgin does. The other couple is content to sneak glimpses at them and watch TV, keeping a good distance from each other. Her first indicates that she is to follow him. Always trustful, she follows him into the master bedroom. Having closed the door, he guides her onto the bed and positions himself on top of her while kissing her urgently. She wonders why they couldn't have stayed in the living room and kissed. He was a lot gentler there. The tender caresses that characterized their relationship prior to this moment have been replaced. Groping hands and heat created from the friction of her first pelvic region and her tight-fitting black jeans totally kill the mood for her. Despite her diminishing responsiveness, her first efforts increase in intensity. He has a mission to accomplish she's not aware of. So quickly, things are happening. Intercepting his hands at the button of her jeans, she asks him why, not comprehending the purpose for such an action. She has viewed the naked body of both sexes, but never for personal use. She still hasn't located the opening on her body that would accommodate a tampon. She knows that urine comes out of a hole so small she almost hadn't detected it during her inspection, but that couldn't possibly be the one the tampon instructions was referring to. It just didn't seem large enough to allow insertion of even the slimmest size. Maybe tampons just weren't for everyone. We aren't going to do anything. Just relax. More persuasive sweet talk is grunted on the exhalations of her first erratic breathing pattern, and she finally allows him to remove her jeans, although he still hasn't said anything to explain doing so. He removes one of her legs from her jeans and panties simultaneously and resumes his position on top. Only now, the pressure that was previously uncomfortable is unbearable, and she shifts her hips to avoid it. The fact that he desires that very pressure quickly becomes apparent, and she asks him what he is doing. So intent is he on piercing her that he does not respond to her question. After a few minutes of plunge and avoid, panicky, the virgin says, "You're hurting me." He murmurs in her ear, "Be a woman." He has unknowingly, or maybe not so unknowingly, pushed the only right button. She is often told by her father that she is unacceptable as a female. Her dress, her hair, her body, she doesn't measure up to her father's idea of femininity, and he has told her often that she'll never get a husband. Here was her chance to redeem herself. Be a woman. Be a woman. What did the women in all those romance novels do in a situation like this? She had read all of her mother's Barbara Cartlands and then every Harlequin she could get her hands on. She desperately wanted to please him, but how? This time, When her first attempts to plunge that mysterious part of his body into her, she remained still, biting her lip and closing her eyes against the pain. At first, it seems as though they will remain there forever, pelvises held inches apart by the barrier her body presents to this unwelcome intrusion. Gradually, though, something gives, and this seems to be a signal to her first to plunge deeper. There are a few excruciating moments of scraping, and suddenly he pulls his head out of the hollow of her neck and asks if he is hurting her. Interpreting this as dissatisfaction with her performance, she throws her head back and pants. "It hurts so good," over and over again, throwing in a "harder, Sean," and yes, yes, every third or fourth repetition. She counts to make sure there isn't too much downtime in between. It works, just like the books and the movies. Sean seems satisfied with her response and returns his head to its former resting place above her collarbone and picks up where he left off in the exploration of her dry vaginal canal. When he is done, he gets up and returns to the TV room. He doesn't say a word. She puts her leg through her underwear and jeans and pulls them up as she gets off the bed and heads to the bathroom. Curiously, numbly, she pulls her pants back down to look. There are spots of blood on her panties. She puts everything back in order, everything she can, and joins her friends in the TV room. Something dies that day. The life force that fueled the dream of a husband and 4 children vaporizes. The tearing of her hymen by an impostor demolishes what was left of her self-worth. When she asks why he has done this to her, her first says this was something she needed to know about. She does not ask immediately. It is maybe a year later when she gets an inkling that he has taken something precious from her, but is not sure what. This is after breaking up with him several times. This is after he has come to her house while her parents are out of town and made love to her. No rough groping. It is everything the first time wasn't. It felt good this time, very good. Sean seems to really like being with her this way, and sex becomes her existence. This is proof her father is wrong. The opposite sex does like her. A lot. This is after she is considered being a high-class call girl. After all, Lonnie Anderson was very classy as a call girl on that show she watched. Lonnie eventually got a good John who wanted to marry her. This is after she has taken a break from him and had a short, non-sexual summer fling with his cousin who is visiting for the summer. This is after school has started again and she has broken up with him for the last time, and she has met someone she really wants to be with, someone she loves until she hurts, his best friend. Sean weeps in the locker room. The summer isolation is over and her world is again full of choices. Given the choice, he is not someone she would choose, but the choice he made for her is now a part of every choice she makes. He is always with her. This is after she has spent the school year being cussed out each bus ride by him. He tells everyone what she has done with him every day on the way to school. He doesn't tell anyone that it wasn't her intent to have sex with him in the first place. She told him he was not her type when they met. He knew she was a virgin and liked being a virgin. He took it as a challenge. He thought binding her to him sexually would change that. Her rejection of him is devastating. She is using what he taught her with other guys. This was not how it was supposed to work. He feels his grip on her slipping. She no longer seems disturbed by his exposure of her. She has a lot less to lose now. She is hardening, surviving.